Hi guys and welcome back to the kingdom. I hope you guys have had positive and productive weeks this week. Sorry that this video is going up a little bit late. The internet where I live has been atrocious and on top of that I lost all the footage. I filmed this once and for some reason my phone decided to die and I lost everything. So we're talking like 4 or 5 weeks worth of videos. So I am now going to make sure that the moment I finish filming something I back it up on the computer. Lesson learned. But this week, even though it's a little bit further on from Yalc, I am actually doing a Yalc haul. Yay! So it has been such a long time since I've actually had a really good haul of books. Most of the time I just get one here or one there. But actually coming back from Yalc, I was weighed down with amazing books and I thought I would share why I got them with you and just so you could see the pretties. So without further ado, let's jump in. The first book that I wanted to tell you guys about is A Curse So Dark and Lonely, because you guys will probably heard all about it. I have actually finished reading this. This was the first thing I read because my friend Hannah from Books, Life and Other Oddities wrote this amazing review on it. So I read it and I am now part of the fan club. I love this and can't wait for the sequel to come out later this year. And just look how pretty it is. It's got this holographic spine that just shimmers with all these rainbows and it just makes it feel so magical. And yeah, it's got the same foil and embossing on the front. It's just, oh, so pretty. I absolutely loved this story. The story is split into two points of view. So as you guys probably know, this is a fairy tale retelling, a Beauty and the Beast retelling, and it's split between Wren, which is the prince, and Harper, which is quote unquote Belle or the princess. And it's one of the first reads I've ever had where it's got that split point of view that I didn't find jarring. I didn't find it difficult to swap from one person to the other. It was very clearly laid out, as you can see. Let me find a chapter heading. Like it told you whose point of view it was right at the beginning. But even without that, it was really easy to work out who was speaking, even though it was, you know, present tense, first person storytelling. So yes, I definitely recommend this if you haven't read it. Very much in love with this. But yeah, that was the first book that is part of my haul. The second, actually, I'm going to do this with its sequel because I actually bought Sea Witch with its sequel, Sea Witch Rising, which is all about the sea witch from The Little Mermaid and how she got to where she's got. I've heard some really great things about this online. I've heard that it's really great storytelling. I can't wait to get into this. I haven't actually had a moment to sit down and read it, sorry. And what I loved about this is just the attention to detail. Like, look at the inside chapter. Oh no, I'm creasing the spine. Look at the inside chapter headings. Like, that's just beautiful. And in the hardback, I'm just gonna put this down. In the hardback, the inside cover is purple, which is just beautiful. And you've got this beautiful purple cloth and this foil here. That's, oh. So that with the amazing story that I've heard so much about, I decided I would get these, treat myself to these. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to this read. Magic, mermaids, it's going to be fantastic. Anyway, so that's that one. The other book that I got is Six of Crows. Now, you guys probably know I've read Six of Crows before and I loved it, but this is the collector's edition. So I actually saw this a couple of weeks before I went to Yalc. I saw it in a Waterstones and I wanted to buy it. And I was like, no, I'll save my money for Yalc because it was fairly expensive in there. I went to Yalc, saw this, there was the last copy left. I grabbed it and I was just, yes, please. It's got these beautiful stained edges. You know, I'm a sucker for stained edge. Word. You guys know I'm a sucker for a stained edge. Oh my gosh, why can't I speak? Anyway, it's got this amazing, just beautiful stained edge and like reflective red foil. And on the back, it's got no mourners, no funerals. Yeah, I'm in love with this copy. I love the story. And look, they've got individual chapter heading art in here and parts art. Let me just find it. Ugh, why won't the page turn? There we go. Like art in here, and the map at the beginning is all red, so it's just a beautifully crafted book. So I had to grab it. Like, I just couldn't not. Actually, that is not a book. This is not a book I got at Yalc. What's going on? It was at Yalc, but I've had that for a long time beforehand. I can't wait for The Queen of Nothing to come out in November. Anyway, right, so the next book I got is Romanov by Nadine Brandes, and I got this because my good friend Joe recommended it. It's like spies and magic, and as you guys know, I'm a huge fan of spies, and I also love magic, so this could very well be something that grabs my entire attention. There are very few books where I sit down and I read them all in one go. You guys will probably know I'm a really fast reader. There are very few books where I sit down and read them all in one go though, because I just don't have the time between filming for YouTube, writing my own stuff, the editing that I do, the ghostwriting that I do, all of the different things. But I have a feeling that this is going to be one of the ones I sit down and I just can't put down. Just because I'm in love with the premise already. It's also a beautifully crafted book. I mean, just look firstly at that dust jacket and then this beautiful foiling on the spine. You guys know I'm a sucker for a hardback. I love a hardback book. I just think they're just so much nicer than paperback. Can't always afford them, but I do prefer them. But yeah, this is just beautiful and I'm in absolute love with this. Making a nice little pile here so you guys can see what I've talked about. The next thing I picked up was Stormcrow. If you've been on my Instagram, you've already seen me Instagramming all of these, to be honest. And I absolutely am in love with the premise of this book. So I got this from not a publishing stand or like an author stand or anything like this. I actually got it from a distributor stand. I got into a chat with the guy at Yalc who was selling them, and basically they bring books from America over to the UK. And he had a stand there and was telling me all about that, which is really cool. They don't do the other way, which was a little bit disappointing, because it would have been nice if the US could get some UK books, you know, other than like the big ones. But yeah, this, I just kind of, the cover drew me at first. I mean, look at the cover. I mean, that's just astonishing. And then it says, it's a book about a tropical kingdom with elemental crows, and then there's a rebellion, and they've got this beautiful map on the inside. I mean, I love a good map inside the storybook. And one of the things I loved is when you take off the dust jacket, it's got this foiling on the front cover like a storm. Yes, I thought that was so pretty. I've actually heard some really great things about this book as well. I have to admit, it is at the bottom of my TBR, only because I've got so many books to read in my TBR. Like, apart from A Curse So Dark and Lonely, everything else is... Oh, and actually Six of Crows. So A Curse So Dark and Lonely and Six of Crows. I actually have to read all of these. So it's at the bottom of my TBR at the moment, which is a shame. Oh gosh, I almost forgot the other things I got. One sec, I am... sorry. Had to pop to my bookshelf to get the other books I got. These are not the only books. The other book that I didn't actually get at Yalc, but I got that Yalc weekend, is Caravelle. So my friend Hannah, again, I get a lot of my recommendations from Hannah, said, buy this, buy this, buy this. So I did, but I didn't want to get a paperback version because I love hardbacks. I think they keep better, I think they're prettier. So I got a hardback version. So I'm looking forward to this. The main character's name is Scarlet, which is actually the same name for one of my characters for one of my books. So that could be an interesting one. But I'm very excited to start this. She has been nagging me to start it actually, so this is right at the top of my TBR. Okay, so that's all the hardbacks that I bought. Oh, my pretties. Okay, so the next two books I bought were A Court of Thorns and Roses and A Court of Mist and Fury. Now, I'm a little bit sceptical or hesitant when I bought these. I was, because I was not a fan of the Throne of Glass series. Don't shoot me, I didn't think there was anything wrong with them particularly, I just wasn't grabbed right away. I bought the first three in the series when I went to Yalc. Yeah, no, I got that right. So I bought the first three in the Throne of Glass series at Yalc last year, and I read them and I could see that it was building up to something that I would be very interested in reading, but the fact that it took 3 books to get to a point where I was engaged, I felt like that was quite a lot. That's a lot of work to put in. in the promise that you'll find a story that you find really engaging. But I picked up A Court of Thorns and Roses because, I thought the premise was something that I would absolutely love. And I've heard that this is actually her best series. I've heard that this is Sarah J Maas's best series. So I will be trying this and keeping an open mind, obviously. So I'm looking forward to giving this a go. Followed by the second one there. The other one is, I picked this up, so as you can see, it's got a little bit of a damaged edge on Four Dead Queens. Again, I picked this up from the same distributor where I got Storm of Crows. But this is Four Dead Queens. The one thing I would say about this book is it's weirdly made. So the cover is made of this weird, like, can you hear this? It's made of this weird canvasy material that's really weird to, like, touch. I've never felt a book feel quite so flimsy in my hands before. Not to say that it is flimsy, I actually think it's quite sturdy. It just feels weird when I compare it to the other paperbacks I know. Maybe because the cover material is just so thin. But it was produced by Penguin, so I'm assuming it's a good quality book, just because Penguin wouldn't produce anything else. Yeah, there's not so much in here with regards to art or special things that would normally draw me to buying a book, except that, you know, I got it for £3 because it was a little bit damaged, and the storyline does sound quite interesting, and the artwork is quite pretty as well, so yeah. We'll see where this one leads me, but again, this is probably at the bottom of the TBR pile. So yeah, there we go. So this is my stack of books. Oh gosh, this is gonna go horribly wrong. Horribly wrong. But yeah, so, oh gosh, no. Come back this way. So yeah, this is my Yalc haul. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I'm now gonna have to try and put a thumbnail, well, with me holding that. So wish me luck with that. But yeah, that was my Yalc haul. If you guys have enjoyed this video, please do let me know. If you guys have read these books and enjoyed them, please leave links to your reviews down below so you can help me try and organise a reading list order for all of these. And let me know if you think that there are other books I should have got at Yalc, books I missed. If you would like me to talk more about what I actually did at Yalc other than buying the pretties, I can do that as well. I didn't vlog Yalc this year because I kind of, well, one, I was a hot, sticky, sweaty mess, and two, I only went for one day because I couldn't afford to go all the time. I couldn't take the time off work and all of those other things. But yeah, let me know your reviews, your thoughts on Yalc. Are you excited for next year? Do you know of any of the sequels for these that are amazing? Do you think there are any other books that you can recommend me to add to my TBR because it's not long enough? And I will see you next week. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please stick around for other book and writing themed videos because I produce rather a lot of them. And I'll see you soon. Bye!